Morning. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week in the mornings, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. Hopefully get your day started off on the right note. This morning, we are warm. I mean, it's like disgusting warm outside. Top two things we're watching, the building heat. No surprise here. It is going to be a hot one. We're going to be talking county by county about what to expect in your neighborhood. And of course, throughout the broadcast, we will be scrolling that information on the bottom of your screen. In addition to that, we are tracking the tropics. Yeah, there is something out there that may try to get going. However, I'm here to tell you, it's not anything that we need to worry about. We've got you covered completely. But before we get into all of that stuff, let's just set the stage right now, see what's doing. A look on our tower cam perspective, and this is over in Cocoa, looking across the 528 causeway toward Merritt Island, toward the port. And it's a little hazy. It's a little gray. It's just a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. The humidity feels like about 1,000%, which means that this morning, stepping out the door, it's anything but comfortable. It's 80 degrees right now in Orlando. It is 79 degrees in Leesburg, 80 degrees in DeLand, 80 degrees in Daytona Beach, and about 77, the cool spot, up in Palm Coast and Ocala. So it is gross. It is so muggy, as a matter of fact. If we show our first warning live Doppler radar, and you know me, I always like to share some behind the scenes stuff. If you look at the radar, you see the green showing up. That's not rain. It's literally it's so humid that the radar is getting returns on just the term that I've used is, it's so cheesy, but it's air you can wear, right? It's just that soupy air mass. So here we are, and there we go. All right, so where do we go today? Let's talk about it, shall we? Lower 80s already right now in the metro area, 88 degrees by 11 o'clock, 92 by 1 p.m., and 95 degrees. Seriously, 95 degrees, our high temperature this afternoon. It is a very warm and sticky day. Connie, good morning to you. Emmy, good morning. Jessica, how are you? Glad to see you here. Tina, good morning. Jennifer, good morning to you. Janika, good morning. Good morning. Ashley, how are you? Pat, Marie, Jeffrey, everybody joining us this morning. Good morning to you all. Brenda, good morning. Jessica's asking, is it smoke from the wildfire? Well, we did have a fire in Seminole County yesterday. That certainly is playing out some of this kind of smoldering effects. But you know, there's just all of the rains from last night and even early this morning. Did anybody else wake up about midnight to a thunderstorm in like Seminole County, Seminole, Orange County, like right on the border there? I didn't wake up until Alexander woke up. But when Alexander woke up, mommy and daddy woke up, you know? Yeah, so definitely a warm one this afternoon. We will get a couple of showers and thunder showers, but the bigger story today is going to be the heat. 95 degrees in Orlando this afternoon. We're looking at 94 in Claremont, 94 in Ocala. Even my beachside communities are tracking lower 90s this afternoon. So no matter where you are, it is going to be a scorcher. The dog days of summer absolutely are here. Annie, good morning to you. Nikki, Jeannie, let's see here. Bruce, good morning, good morning. Carolyn, Juan Carlos, good morning, buddy. Hope you're doing well. What's happening in the tropics, Marie? Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But we gotta talk local first, and then we can get to the tropics. You know, I've gotcha. Mercy, good morning. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to see that. Like weeds in my yard. You get it. You never going anywhere. I love it. Julianne, good morning. Freya says, going to the beach. It'd be a nice day to go to the beach. Let's talk Futurecast, though, okay? So here we are at lunchtime today. A couple of showers in our northwestern areas. You can see Marion County and points up to the north, Keystone Heights, for example. By about 2 o'clock, the model's starting to say, there may be a little bit of rain here or there. Notice the East Coast sea breeze starting to get going back over toward Brevard County. Let's go through time here. Just trying to turn on a light. Hold on one second, people. What is this light? Yes, it's not on. Okay. Just trying to get a better light on because I looked scary. I'm at my brother's house, my brother and sister-in-law's house, and I was trying to find a light on this side, but can't figure out how to turn it on, so oh well. All right, so there's 4 p.m. You can see some storms around, continuing through 6 o'clock, but notice there's not a ton, right? There's just not a ton of moisture. Today's coverage, again, is going to be a little subdued. Looking at tomorrow's rain coverage, here's 9 o'clock, nice and quiet lunchtime. Starting to see that East Coast sea breeze developing for your Wednesday afternoon. But again, not a ton of stormy weather for tomorrow. I think we'll see a higher coverage. And tomorrow's coverage is going to be like Sumter Lake, Marion counties. So at least a little bit more rain for tomorrow, but still not a ton. Not a ton. Air so moist, it feels like soup, Jessica says. I can buy that. Yeah, I can definitely buy that. Heading to the beach, I don't remember who said they were, but if you're heading out that direction today, water temperatures are still hanging in the lower range of the 80s, so it's a little cool. It's not a lot of cool, but it's a little cool, so something to keep in mind. Seas and surf running about 2 feet. It's beautiful. Just remember to wear your sunscreen and take it easy out there. You know, stay hydrated. It's a very, very, very hot day. Let's talk about feels like temperatures here, okay? Because I think that's going to be our big thing. First off, let's just, before we go anywhere, where are we now? How does it feel right now? It feels like the mid-80s in Orlando. It feels like the upper 80s out toward Melbourne and Palm Bay. Yesterday, when I was on West 2 News Sunrise in the 9 o'clock hour, and it'll be interesting to see, but in the 9 o'clock hour, it felt like 90 degrees in Orlando already. We'll probably be back in that same kind of ballpark today. So let's take and just look at feels like temperatures through the day. Lunchtime. Let's just stop this at lunchtime. Already feels like 100 degrees in Melbourne. Lunchtime already feels like 98 degrees in Orlando. Lunchtime already feels like 104 in Palm Coast. That's not peak heating, by the way. Look through the afternoon here. 3 p.m., 5 p.m. Let's go back to 4 p.m. 4 p.m. looked like about the hottest point. Okay? Air conditioners will be running, but if you work outside, if you're spending any time outside, look at that. Feels like 104 in Orlando at 4 p.m. Bithlow, 107. 105 in Wildwood. These are feels like temperatures. What is that, Burris? Humidity and temperature kind of combined. Basically, it's how much moisture on top of how much temperature. There's a math equation there. And all of it's going to equate to dangerous heat today. Seriously, please be safe. Frank making the drive. Very good. We got Pop a new breakfast sandwich this morning, so I'll have to get. Dad, review, good or bad? Not bad. He wanted some melt from Burger King this morning, so not bad. Roxanne, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Good morning to you, Carol. How are ya? Fasting blood work this morning for me, so no coffee, but will enjoy some when I get back. Tina, you will have earned it at that point. And with these temperatures, maybe, just maybe, iced coffee. I don't know. Cindy, we were playing an outdoor birthday party in Eustis, 5 p.m. How does it look? Today, I think you'll be okay. Not a ton of stormy weather at this point. Nikki, so Eric, it feels like the rainy season may not have actually started yet. Thoughts? I've not seen the Weather Service state that it has started, but I would also say that we're getting the daily storms every afternoon. So I would think that it has, but I've not seen anything. You know, usually they'll put out like a statement that says the rainy season has started. I've not seen that yet this year. Either way, I mean, you know, we had the stormy weather last night. We at least are into that sea breeze type pattern, you know. Now, if we do talk about the rainy seasons, hold on, I pulled the wrong graphic up. If we talk about the rainy season patterns, where have we started it the last few years? So today's June 14th. I would imagine that it has started. Oh, I've got a dog there. If you look at the last few years, it's certainly, this would be late. Now, it has started later. If you remember 1998, that was the year that the entire Flagler County was evacuated because of fires. Like, imagine an entire county evacuated because of a fire threat. That was the latest wet season onset on record, and that was July 6th. It seems as if we have onset the wet season. We're just not, sometimes it kind of doesn't kick in 100%, but we are developing those storms every afternoon. So it seems that way. And that is an interesting question. Let me reach out to the Weather Service and see their thoughts. And yeah, I'll get back to you on this afternoon's coffee talk. Jessica says it feels like Satan's armpit again. That's the struggle of this neighborhood this time of year. Satan's armpit. How do you know what Satan's armpit feels like, Jessica? I'm just kidding. I know what you mean. Anthony, good morning to you. Janice says, too hot for June. We're definitely above average. Mary Joanne, good morning. Happy Flag Day. Yes, happy Flag Day. How's your family doing? Family's good. Tropics we'll be talking about in just a couple of moments' time. Will the UV index be high with the overcast? Remember, just because you have an overcast sky does not mean that you break down the ultraviolet rays. That's a big misconception, as a matter of fact. A lot of people think that doesn't kind of translate through. And I could tell you my favorite memory of this, and I'm going to knock on my high school band director. It was a cloudy day, and he's like, I'm not going to put on any sunscreen. It was a cloudy day. Dude was burnt to a crisp. It's a very common misconception. Yeah, today's UV index, even with the clouds, running at an 11. A very high range, which means it takes you 10, 15 minutes of exposure to burn. Last time I did that is when I was at SeaWorld with everybody. We were sitting on the side. You know what I'm talking about. That was the last time that I did that. Sitting waiting for the meet me on Sesame Street. Come on, everybody. Yeah, the SeaWorld parade, the Sesame Street parade. And we were like 20 minutes early, and I'm like, I didn't put sunscreen on, and I was burnt. Don't be me. Don't be my high school band director either. Don't be that guy. Just because of the cloud cover, do not confuse that with, there's UV and sun. It's different. Ultraviolet. Yeah. So anyway, keep your pets inside the AC and limit their outdoor exercising. They can overheat quite quickly. They can't sweat. That's a good point. We've got to take it easy. And another thing, and I feel like this time of year, we broadcast this over and over and over, but I don't even care. Watch how quickly temperatures climb inside your car. Okay, today's forecast like 95. That means in 10 minutes, your car is going to hit 114 inside. That means in 30 minutes, it's going to hit 129 degrees inside. All of this because every year there are senseless deaths. Let's call it the spade, right? They're accidents. These are parents that are heartbroken. These are caretakers that are heartbroken. But they're still senseless deaths. What can we do? Do you need your cell phone while you're driving? Throw it in the back seat. Do you need your wallet while driving? Your purse? Throw it in the back seat. Something to get you, to force you to go to the back seat to check and see, to make sure. My Eric will never let me forget him, but Alexander's a quiet one. Stella, my dog, she's a quiet one. Don't ever, 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 ever forget. And we're human, we make mistakes. So do what we can to try and leave a trinket or something that makes our attention go to the back seat. Pets, people, make sure that they're good. If you've got, I know that the term is so cheesy, but it's like if you've got an elderly neighbor, make sure their air conditioner is running. Make sure that they're taken care of. I know it sounds so cheesy, elderly neighbor, check on the elderly neighbor. But let's be good citizens, The forecast highs this week are going to be dangerously hot. Today we're going with 95, and that's not even the hottest day. 96 tomorrow, 96 on Thursday, 96 on Friday. And mind you, that is the hottest. We've already hit 96 like 3 or 4 times this year. That's the hottest temperature that we have seen this year in Orlando. So we're among the hottest temperatures of the year. We could hit a 97. We could hit a 98. As a matter of fact, give me 2 seconds. Let me just pull up one of the tools that we use. I'll show you. I haven't looked at it yet today. Okay, so this is the national blend of models. Okay. Oh my God, that's disgusting. This is the national blend of models. Okay, and what this does is this talks about all of the models that are available. It blends them together. Think of it as a TLDR. If I wake up at 4:30 and I have to be on the air at 4:35, I'm going to take this and use it as my forecast. It's the you done messed up, Burris, and you don't have time to make your own forecast. Right? It's just but I think that at least in this venue, it serves us. These are temperatures over the next few days. So the National Blend of Models is calling for 97 today, is calling for 97 on Saturday. Look at next week. Wednesday, it's going with 98. Thursday of next week, it's going with 99. Okay, now it's still model data, so we know it is guidance, not gospel. But I know one thing it also is. Disgusting. Yeah, bad. Really bad. Really bad. So, the dog days of summer are here. Now, we are well above average. That I can promise you. Like I said, 96. If you look at these temperatures, we're not to records, but we're definitely well above average. Chris Pierce says, I'm going back to Alaska. I agree. I get it. Let's do it. Denise says, one day some of you will be that elderly neighbor and would appreciate someone checking up on you. It doesn't matter your age. It's nice to know someone cares. 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's the best way to put it, right? God willing, we'll all be the elderly neighbor one day. And it's nice to know that the young whippersnapper next door takes care of you. Look, even if it's not an elderly neighbor, like my neighbor Brad, he and his wife Michelle, they've got a little one, and he posted in our community Facebook page a couple of weeks ago that his air conditioner died, and I'm like, come over. You've got a little one, you've got a wife who's just a couple of months postpartum, like, come over into the air conditioning, right? A little bit of kindness goes a long way. Now, obviously, you have to, you don't invite strangers in because we still are in a world that we live in, but your neighbors. Be neighborly. Sean says, I play with my pups in their splash pad, getting a human pool next month. Giddy up. That sounds awesome. Feels like July, Annie says, right? Kimberly says, May was hot. The electric bill has never been that high before. $290. Yeah, the heat is on. But if you've got a human pool or access to a human pool, it is a great day to get in there and do that, right? It really is. It already is a good one. Hot, as Lisa says. Yes, indeed. Only a couple of isolated cooling showers and thunder showers, okay? So, that's where we're at. By the way, just looking ahead to the weekend, your overall weekend forecast, still hot. Now, rain chances are going up on Sunday. That is going to help to bring down the air temperature just a little bit. But, generally speaking, we're in kind of a nice hot stretch. It is, by the way, it's Father's Day weekend. It is also Juneteenth weekend. So lots of celebrations around Central Florida. Watching that heat Friday and Saturday, certainly getting better onto Sunday. Okay, let's talk tropics. Watching the Caribbean, watching the open waters of the Atlantic. Nothing going on out there in either basin right now. Okay, good, like that. That said, the Caribbean is going to be an area that we'll need to watch. as models, and we've talked about this quite a bit. I even posted about it this morning at 6 a.m. The tropics are going to try and start to wake up just a little bit. Over the next 5 days' time, there's a 40% chance that something gets going down there in the Caribbean. Over the next 2 days' time, a 20% chance. So nothing's expected to go quick. But over the next few days, there's some gradual development. Models are essentially saying that if something does try to develop, it would kind of develop, hang around Central America, and then work over toward either the Yucatan or toward like Belize. So we'll watch it, see what it does. We'll look at it on the model as well, by the way. And then after that, maybe something else right at the end of June. So that's where we're at in the tropics. Let's take a look at the tropical models. All right. From the National Blend of Models showing a gross forecast for us in Central Florida. Here is the GFS. This is the raw GFS. Top left corner, GFS 0.25, initialized 06Z. It's the highest resolution, most recent version of the GFS, MSLP, norm anomaly. That means mean sea level pressure, normalized anomaly. So think of this as it's looking for higher pressure, which is nicer weather, or sunnier weather. Lower pressure, which is stormier weather. So you see all that orange around Cuba and Florida? That's high pressure. That's why we're hot. That's why we are dry. All right, let's roll through time here. And right there, you can kind of see around Central America, right where it says current temp. You see that? Let it go there. You see that little dot right where it says current temp? That is the GFS trying to show something getting going, okay? So again, staying south of us, but that's the model trying to do its thing, all right? Why am I not showing the open waters of the Atlantic, by the way, just if you're curious? During the month of June, you really watch the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, and it's really centered on around that view, which is why I haven't opened the view up. We're not to the Cabo Verde season just yet, okay? All right, so there it is. Coming ashore that's 8 a.m. this Saturday. So if anything does try to develop, the models keep it pretty small, and the models kind of keep it down right on about the Mexico, Belize, in that corridor right there. All right? Continuing through time, doing its thing. We are now 201 hours out. That is Wednesday, the 22nd of June. Still looking good. But watching down in the Caribbean, you can kind of see pressures lowering around Jamaica and the Caymans. This is 8 a.m. on Tuesday, the 28th of June. You can see the timestamp on the top right corner. It's trying to do something else kind of around Cuba, moving it into the Gulf of Mexico, and then maybe bringing it toward the Florida Panhandle, the Big Bend, the peninsula, that sort of thing. Again, that's 0Z Thursday, June 30th, which is actually Wednesday, June 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So the GFS continues to say after this little Central America, Mexico thing, there may be something else that's trying to lift up to the north. Let's switch. Let's look at the European. Now, the 6Z European only goes out 90 hours, so we'll kind of have to switch from the 6Z out. But that's 90, so we'll switch from 6Z. We'll switch over to 0Z. And that's through Wednesday the 21st. Suffice it to say, the GFS is trying to develop something in Central America. The European is not. Okay. Is the GFS up to its own tricks and just trying to throw together tropical stuff all the time? Don't know. The end of the model run, that's the 23rd, maybe lowering pressure out to our east. Let's continue through. That is June 25th, and there's lowerish, pressure-ish out to our east, according to the European, but nothing organized, which that's fine, but it's still picking up on something out there. .330, 336. So the GFS, big surprise, is much more bullish with tropical activity, whereas the European, not as bullish. So which plays out, we shall see. But for now, the only thing that we're watching is this little area here with a medium chance over the next 5 days of developing. But just a reminder, during the month of June, we do watch the waters relatively close to us for tropical development. So it makes sense. The GFS's ideas make sense, but the GFS, that most recent upgrade, sure does like to spin up stuff all the time. Good gravy. So much fun. Blend model. I don't think that the National Blend Models does the parameters that we would look for. There's just too many variables there. Becca says, that's it, I'm getting a pool for the family. Listen, I spent $40 and got an inflatable pool, and that thing gave fun for the family all summer long. Don't knock it until you try it. Ask Chris Pierce. He got one for his family, and I believe he's gotten even bigger ones. Debbie says, just have to say I love Coffee Talk people. You all have me smiling. It's a good group, right? Carolyn says, it's certainly not showing the MSLP over the islands in Mexico, Central America. Why, just the terrain, Carolyn? Is that what you're going with? Is that why that's why it's got the lower pressure? Because, yeah. Kenneth says, marked not yet elderly since not yet qualified for Medicare. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Hey, Janice, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Eduardo says, also remember to add some water to your swimming pool to not burn the motor because of a lower level of water. I had to run the hose in the pool yesterday for like 4 hours. Yeah, still having to add water. Haven't gotten the moisture in yet. Marie's asking, which model has been accurate so far this year? I would say that the only thing that even tried to come to fruition was the thing that the European kind of bit into, if you will. Yeah, the GFS has been trying to spin stuff up left and right. So, I don't know. By the way, the next name on the list would be Bonnie. Should something develop and be named. I'm not like egging it on or anything, but that's where we're at. So, good times. Good times. We'll see how it plays out. In the meantime, here's where we're at for our 7-day forecast. And then we can yenter it up a little bit too. But just while we're chatting, pop up the 7-day forecast, which shows the heat, the humidity. Copy, paste. Oh, so fun. So fun. Carolyn says, I don't think it's correcting for terrain. It's right. That's what I thought you were saying. Yeah, I mean, it's showing the lowered pressure to kind of show that, but yeah, it's not. That's fine though. At least I don't think that that's out of the norm. I just think that that's the way it goes. John David, nice sunroom. It's my brother and sister-in-law's house. They've got a beautiful sunroom back there. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's a very nice room. Let's see here. I had one, but I accidentally put a hole in it. All right, spend another $40 or patch it. That's all. Just patch it. All right, so anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? How many times Eric was chosen as a storm hurricane name over the years? I don't think any time. I don't know that my name's ever been a storm name, actually. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, people. Had to put shade tent over my pumpkin. Oh, yeah. Oh, they would just go quickly. Father's Day is this Sunday. Don't forget. Take care. Juneteenth, Sunday. Kind of a tragic story. Need to remember equality. Need to remember positivity. Always moving forward from that. But as my boy Dave Matthews says, out of the darkness comes light. Right? All right, people, I will see you. I am doing... So Manalfi is now at a weather conference. And then next month, I have a weather conference. So Manalfi's in Milwaukee at a weather conference. So Cam is Tony, and I am Cam. So I will see, right? Hold on. Yes. So I'm doing the noon. And 4 today. So I'll see you on West 2 News at noon. I'll see you on West 2 News at 4. And then tomorrow I do the noon and 4 as well. Very cool. Do I, Jessica? Thank you. All right, people, listen, be good. I will see you all at noon on Wesh 2, and then 3:30 for the afternoon coffee talk, and then 4 on Wesh 2 News at 4. Chris says I don't look like Cam. Very, very perceptive. Although, you know what's funny? I'm at my brother's house. Cam lives like a mile from my brother's house. Maybe I'll just go knock on the door and be like, hey, I'm you today. You're me. Where? Okay. All right. Listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys and gals.